Hi my fellow readers, நான் லில்லி. இது வந்து must hate the playboy இப்போ நம்ம படிக்க போகிறோம். So after all the love, all the lies, what would you do when your ex come back? What could be Victoria Pink's decision? Let Zachary Anderson go or give him a second chance? I hate him so damn much. I hate him for leaving me alone in Mexico. I hate him for keeping me hanging and for writing that stupid letter. He didn't even bother to ask me what the hell I wanted. He just concluded things so easily. He simply gave up, let go, and left me with some other guy. And now that I am starting to accept the fact that he will never come back to me and to go on with my life without him, that's the time he decided to show up. That stupid idiot, arrogant, good for nothing playboy came back. Worst part was the feeling I suppressed were starting to resurface again. This can't be happening. This is some kind of sick joke. I can't be. I have to convince myself that the playboy is nothing but trouble. He will just hurt me and leave me again. For that, I must hate the playboy. Talks about the chances. Tori's point of view. A ray of sunlight flashed on my closed eyes. That made me woke up. I let out a small yawn and scrunched my eyes with the back of my hand before I opened them. Another beautiful day. I couldn't help but feel excited about this. It has been a week since the summer started. Say that I am having a really good time. One could never get bored spending the summer at East Hampton. It was definitely a must place for New Yorkers. Every summer, my best friend and I truly spend our time with Nathan. I don't know what happened to him. It has been months since we last saw him. He didn't even attend the graduation ceremony. According to Chole, he was taking online lessons with a teacher so that he could at least get a high school diploma. A lot of things happened over the past few months. I could say that it wasn't the same anymore. But the good thing is, I still have my best friend. I glanced at my side and saw Chole sleeping at the other bed. We were at her grandmother's vacation house at one of the East Hampton's residences. It was very spacious and classy with large pool and garden at the backyard. We loved spending our summer here. It was very relaxing and peaceful. Chole. She'd been there for me thick and thin. She never left me even in the darkest day of my life. She was very supportive of my decisions and very good listener. After that unfortunate event, I thought she'll never understand me, but then my guess proved me wrong. Every time I thought about it, I felt guilty for thinking of abandoning my friendship with her. I'd be selfish. I never even thought of asking a side of the story. But now that I know her true feeling and intentions, I finally understand why she had been acting that way. With that, I realize the friendship is supposed to be a secret free because true friends never lie to each other. No matter what it is, you have to open to one another. That's how your friendship will become stronger than ever. Why are you looking at me like that? She asked with a yawn. I was startled that I haven't realized that she was already awake. Nothing. It's just that it's been my hobby watching people sleep, I joked. Okay, stop that. You're creeping me out, she said with a laugh. She stretched and sat up. So what's our initiative for today? Anything, but please let's skip shopping. It has only been a week and we already peeling a lots of shopping bag in this house. I plead. She laughed even harder. Come on, summer at Hampton is full of parties and gatherings. We wouldn't want to wear summer clothes or appear undressed at each event, right? Besides, we haven't gotten our dress for tomorrow's night masquerade ball, she said with full of glee and excitement. Surely, when it comes to shopping clothes, I always lost at this one. Fine, but one dress and that we aren't out, I bargained. Definitely, she answered with a reassuring smile. Oh boy, that smile has different meaning for sure. We'll be out all day for another shopping session, but then something was still bothering me. I sat up and asked her a question. Aren't you curious as to why we have a masquerade ball this year? Isn't it unusual to wear ball gowns in summer? I mean, we already have a polo party the day after that, so why all of a sudden? Tori, this is Hampstead. Anything can happen. She cut me off. Yeah, silly me. I should have figured that one out. Anything could happen at East Hampton. I was about to ask a question regarding her date, but I was interrupted by a soft knock on the door. Jolie stood up and answered it. A few seconds later, she returned with a rose on her left hand and an envelope on the other. Guess you already have a date, she said as she handed me the envelope and the rose. I couldn't help but let out a smile. I perfectly know where these things came out. Branch at the greenhouse, I'll wait for you, James. So by the side of it, I smiled wider, then I heard Jolie's nod. Seriously, Tori? Do you really like that guy? Jolie, James is nice and sweet. He's been with me ever since and never left me. You know that. I tried to refresh her memory. Sounds like a rebound to me, she murmured with rolling her eyes in dismay. He's not, and he's a friend looking out for me, I assured her with a smile. She just shook her head as if not satisfied with my answer. James, he'd be a good friend to me. After learning about the library incident, I kept quiet about it. I was surprised that James kept it a secret from me, but I guess his reasons were valid. I was so fixated with the idea that I was the other person that helped me at the library that he doesn't want to ruin that little fantasy that I made. But now that I finally learned the truth, I don't want anything related to the blonde with me brought up again. Everything that happened in the past, it should be remain there. There is no use in dwelling with those things. It will just hinder me before moving towards a new life. In my past, I did my best to find him, but then it looked like he doesn't want to be found. And that was an ultimate sign for me to let it go. With James by my side, little by little, I realized that he really was a great guy. I appreciate every little thing he does to me. That was the reason as to why I promised myself that once I get over with that blonde day, I'll give James a chance. A friend, right, here we go again. I bet you're still not over him and you're just using someone to forget, Jolie rebutted. She took emphasis to the word him, and I perfectly know to whom she was referring. Jolie and I had an agreement that we'll never speak of his name while I'm in the process of moving on. It was hard to keep secret from Jolie. It was even hard to lie to her these days. One time I told her that I already moved on and I'm ready for new life, but then she didn't believe me. She claimed that it was still and that it wasn't over. That stupid playboy. We ended up arguing about it. At first, I was still in denial, but then at the end, I admitted the defeat. But that was months ago, and now I am certain that Victoria Penji, is finally over with that blonde. No, I'm not using James. He's been so good to me that using him is definitely not on my list. Did I mention that he's always been there for me? Yeah, sounds like you pity him. Stop this, okay? I'm going to prove to you that I'm not using someone to forget because there is nothing to forget, okay? I moved on completely and I'm going to prove it to you. I'm giving James a chance. You'll see us tomorrow at the ball and he'll be my date, I told her in a proud tone. Jolie wasn't saying anything. She just eyed me suspiciously. Why was she doing this to me? I wasn't lying this time, it's real. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a brunch to attend. I'll see you later. I grinned at her and I headed out to take a bath. Good luck on your suicide mission, she countered. That made me roll my eyes. Seriously, what's up with that? I arrived at the greenhouse and there I saw James reading a book. He glanced up and there he noticed my presence. Right on time, he greeted. He assured me to take a seat at the table set of two and I gladly took it. Things like this made me like James a little more than a friend could express. He never failed to surprise me. He always made sure that his feelings and intention towards me were being expressed properly. He was courting me every day. He sends me roses and he always tells me that he really likes me. One more good thing about him was he wasn't asking anything in return. Who wouldn't fall for that, right? So every day, I said after he settled at his own seat. He furrowed his brow in confusion and then I pointed at the book he was reading a while ago to make him understand what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Every Day by David Levithan. Great book, he bragged. Really? What was it all about? I curiously asked. I saw him smile and looked at me straight into my eyes before answering. About a guy wooing the same girl in a different body every day. What? I laughed. That sounded strange to me. Read it and you'll understand. That the type of risk I'm willing to take. He winked and that made me blush a little. Despite everything, James is still the same mysterious guy that will never change. I was kinda curious on what that book was all about. Most importantly, his words speak 1,000 meanings the way he described the book. He said that it was about a guy wooing a girl every day. Wasn't that what he was doing every day? I curious. I definitely have to buy that book today. On the other note, have you heard about the masquerade ball? He asked while sipping his coffee. I took the blueberry tart and started eating it. Yeah, and Chole wants me to go shopping with her later after a brunch. Wanna come with us? After that, I hear James nod. So after all this time, they still don't like each other, huh? Was that the reason as to why Chole doesn't want me to date James? But what would be the ultimate reason as to why they don't like each other? That I think I have to figure out. Do you hold a grudge against Chole? No, I told you before that I just simply don't like her. He answered so casually. Fine, I guess there is no use in pushing this topic to him. He'll always say the same thing. So you have a date? He changed the topic. So you have a date? He changed the topic and that made me blush. I was surprised as to why James would ask that question. I don't know any other guy here aside from him. And it wasn't my thing to date a stranger. What angle was he getting? None, I simply answered and then I saw a smile crawled into his face. He looked at me and said, Good. I was about to ask him what he meant by that, but I was interrupted by the presence of a waiter. He placed a cover plate on my table. He uncovered it and there I saw a blueberry crepe with a message saying, Be my date. Short and definitely straight to the point. I looked up to meet James' eyes and grinned at him. Too frank, huh? You know me, I'm not the type who beats around the bush. He smirked playfully. I laughed at his cheekiness. Do I have a choice? I asked him humorously. He leaned closer and wrinkled his brow. Come on, I don't want a charity chase. Come on, I don't want a charity case. The question is answerable by a yes or no. Choose one, no pressure. There was a pause. I was pretending that I was thinking this thoroughly. After a few seconds, I decided to give him my answer. Yes, I said wholeheartedly. Good. He grinded and leaned back. So you'll dance with me? I laughed hard at this. James was really an honest guy, and I like it. The last relationship I had was based on lies and schemes. This time I want something different, true and sincere, not until you find me. I can, I'm really good at finding and searching, he answered in an arrogant tone. If you did find me, I think I'll give you a chance to dance with me. Even if you wear a full mask, I could still find you. I'll do anything for that chance to dance with you. He smiled, and I smiled as well. This is definitely a good beginning for me. Well then, I have to go. I think I have a mask to buy and wear for tomorrow's ball. I stood up and bid my goodbye. James, after all the heartbreak, I think it's about time. Yes, this is it. If you found me, I'll definitely give us a chance.